Okay, the answer to the homework last night by graphing. I'm going to show you 3 methods this chapter. By graphing, you got 1, -1. We're going to use substitution. We're going to substitute x minus 2 in for y. So, 2x plus parentheses x minus 2 equals y. All I did was sub. Now I'm going to solve for x. Since this is a plus, you can just dump the parentheses. 2x plus x minus 2 is 3x minus 2. Add 2, 3x is 3. Divide by 3. Boom, x is 1. Okay? Now, what do we do with that? We got a choice. You can either plug it in here, or you can plug it in here. The obvious choice is do it where it's easy. It doesn't make any difference. 1 is x. 1 minus 2, -1. So tomorrow when you're taking a quiz on graphing, not only can you plug it in to see if it works, you can use substitution to get the right answer. Why not? It doesn't make any difference, except tomorrow you have to show the graph. But at least you'll know the answer. And make sure your graph matches it, that's all. All right, we're going to do a lot of these, and then I'm going to take you to story problems. That's why we're doing it. Really, the second semester of algebra, your assessments are pretty much all story problems. I gave you, you got 2.5 years of getting ready for this semester. But if you hang on, it's not that hard. You just have to make sure you don't get behind. 6:50 tomorrow morning if you need help. Okay, so let's take 2x plus y equals 5 and y equals x minus 4. You are going to have to make a decision on what method to use at a certain point in this chapter. And if one of them is solved, in other words, y is by itself or x is by itself, you're probably going to choose what's called substitution because it's the easiest way. Now, there's another way I'm going to show you in 2 days. There's lots of ways to do these, but this one is when you have something already by itself. You have y by itself. So take this y and put it in for y over here. You get 2x plus x minus 4 equals 5. 2x plus x, 3x minus 4 equals 5. Add 4, 3x is 9, divide by 3, x is 3. So our ordered pair is 3 something. Now let's plug it back in either here or here. What's y? -1. If you want to check it, you take your 3 -1 and plug it back in here and plug it back in here. And it'll work. Left side will equal the right side. Okay? I'll do a couple more and then I'm going to have you try one at your desk and then I'll show you how to do story problems with it. It's really a great way to solve story problems. Okay, x, I know you don't think solving story problems can be great anyway. Let's go y equals 2x and y equals x plus 5. Both of them are solved for y right now. So just make them equal to each other. This is y and this is y. So that equals that. 2x equals x plus 5. Okay? All I did was take this y and put 2x in for it. Let's solve. When you have variables on both sides, get rid of either the one on the left or the one on the right. Doesn't make any difference. Subtract x. X equals 5. What's y? 10. So the answer is 510. By the way, Cohen, what's your first name again? I'm going to give you notes with all these examples.
Okay.
You can always write and take notes, because sometimes it helps kids to do it, but I'm still going to give them to you. All right, let's do another one. 2x plus y is 5. Did we do that one? No. Y equals, oh yeah, x. No, I want to do one with distributive property. X plus 4y equals 6. X plus y equals 3. Now, I'm going to show you a method. It's a different kind of method next week, maybe Friday, that you'll want to use for this one. But we're going to use substitution. You can either solve this one for y, or solve this one for y, or solve this one for x, or solve that one for x. It doesn't make any difference. So let's take the easy one and solve it for y. Don't make me send in a picture of you sleeping again. All right. Subtract x, y equals negative x plus 3. Now I'm going to sub in this for y. Now the reason we're putting parentheses is now we're going to have parentheses. If you just always put parentheses, you won't screw up. So take this, x plus 4 times negative x plus 3. See, if you didn't have parentheses, you would not get 12. And it's 12. You have to use the distributive property. So we have x, positive 4 times negative x is negative 4x. Positive 4 times positive 3 is positive 12, equals 6. Okay, x minus 4x is negative 3x plus 12, subtract 12, negative 3x, negative 6, x is 2. So we have 2. What's y? 1. X is 2. 2 plus what is 3? That's the answer. Substitution better or graphing better?
Substitution.
Yeah?
I hate graphing.
You hate graphing?
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to, on any scrap paper, use the back of your worksheet, whatever, I want you to try one. Very few people got it right last period. Now, in order for everybody to do it the same way, I want you to solve for y right there. And do it that way. Yeah. Oh, jeez.
I'll give you pencil.
There you go. Jake's going to save you. Who else doesn't have something to write with? Okay. Solve the right one for y and then sub it in the left one. And I'll take attendance. So we have Jay Parker. Is he ever going to show up? Parker. And that's all, I think. Kale, you done? Sarah, you done? What'd you guys get?
3.
Yeah, 3 negative 10.
That's right.
This is easy.
Even after you slept through it.
I didn't sleep at all. My
Yeah,
eyes just are like, they close a lot.
They're heavy.
Well,
It's called
no,
lack of sleep.
that I wasn't asleep though, because I was just chilling. I remember everything. I wasn't asleep.
Okay.
The hardest problem on that sheet. And all that.
You did me proud on your exam. Everybody did. Period 2 rocked it.
Yeah.
There's a bucket.
About 381.
Period 2 is what is called my bucket class. We have to bucket a bunch of kids into one class and they have to do well or I look bad. So I picked period 2. I only had 1 bad grade.
Was it Mitchell?
I'm not telling.
You're gonna see.
It's usually somebody that doesn't do homework, you know?
It was Mitchell.
Not doing homework
You
in
know,
this
Mitchell
in this
didn't move.
semester will
Yeah, I know.
destroy you.
His
I saw him
his
one.
dad was like, I don't like the job, so
Yeah.
they didn't move.
They came.
There was no job.
No, there was. I talked to his mom.
Oh,
His mom was like, yeah, his dad didn't want the job, so.
that's okay. But he didn't get me. Bummer. All right. Subtract x, negative x, minus 7. Maverick, you didn't do that?
No.
How'd you solve for y?
I think I'm lost. I don't know.
You didn't solve for y?
No. Well, no. Oh, no, I got lost on the other part.
Well, you have to solve for y before you do anything. There's no other part.
Well, what about the other problem? Like, is that?
You have to do this first.
Oh, okay.
If you have a variable by itself, okay, then you can move it to the other one.
Okay.
That was the reason to do it. All right, so 2x, instead of y, I'm going to write negative x minus 7. Oh, plus. Nice parenthesis. So, what's 2x minus x? X minus 7, negative 4. Add 7. Add 7. X is 3. Plug the 3 back in either here or here or here. Y is negative 3 minus 7, negative 10. Yep. How many got it? More than half. Always good when it's more than half. Ready for a story problem?
No.
Yes.
Well, that's the whole purpose of this.
Well, story problems do the same thing. You just have to figure out the equations.
Bingo. Okay, 2 internet companies. Let's call them A. Well, let's switch. Option 1 and option 2. Now, listen to how easy the equations are not hard. Okay, option 1. 50 for setup plus 30 per month. Okay?
Y equals 30x plus 50.
Yeah. All right. Option 2, 40 a month, flat rate. Y equals 40x. Or x equals 40y. 40x equals y. Doesn't make any difference. Okay. They're both equal to y. So we're just going to sub one in for the other. 50 plus 30x equals 40x. They're both y, so they're both equal to each other.
You subtract 30x.
Subtract 30x. 50 equals 10x. Divide by 10. X is 5. What's y? 200. Easier to take it over here. Somebody said 9 today. 90. They added. I don't know what they did. 200. That means at 5 months, they're both going to cost 200. Okay? 5 months, both cost 200. All right. On every algebra assessment I've ever seen, there's these stinking coin problems. If you learn how to do one coin problem, you can do them all. They're all the same. No matter how many coins I give you, no matter what the price is, they're all done the same way, but you're going to have to memorize how to do it. Okay? Here we go. Mary has nickels and quarters. The total amount of money what? You have a question?
Should we angle the camera so it's facing the...
Oh, yeah. No, I'll do it over here, but thanks for making that a point. Okay, she's got nickels and quarters. She's got 13 coins. She's got $1.65. And this is not a guess and check, because some of them are going to be really complicated. You can't sit and guess and check. Since there's only 13 coins, you might be able to figure it out, but don't do that. Okay, we're going to come up with 2 equations, always. One of them is going to be total coins, and one of them is going to be total money. Now, I suggest that you always use the variable instead of x and y. Use the variable that stands for the money. Because then when you're done, instead of getting x equals nickels, if you have n equals, you'll know it's nickels. If you have q equals, you'll know it's quarters. Because some of you can do it for quarters and some of you can do it for nickels. All right. We have 13 coins of nickels and quarters. You're going to start like that every time. If I said dimes and nickels, it'd be D plus N. Just take however many coins you have equals, we don't know the amount. Now when you're doing the money, the $1.65 part, it's still nickels and quarters, but you got to have to do something. Do you think you know what to do? It's N plus Q, but you can't just put N and Q, because N and Q aren't the same amount of money. What would you put in front of N and in front of Q to make them different?
0.5 and 0.25.
Yeah, but it's not 0.5, that's 50 cents.
Or 0.05.
0.05. You have a nickel is 0.05, and a quarter is 0.25, and that's $1.65. Now, I will suggest right now, forget these stupid decimals. Just make it 5N plus 25Q is 165. In other words, if it's $1.65, make it 165, and then you can change them all and not have a decimal. Every problem is done this way. Okay, so we have this equation and we have this equation. We're going to use substitution. I suggest instead of solving this mess for N or Q, you take this one and solve for N or Q. Doesn't matter which one. Let's solve for Q. Random. Subtract N. Subtract N. Q equals 13 minus N. Okay? Doesn't matter which one you solve for. Now I have what Q is, and I can substitute it in for Q. Now if I had solved for N, I'd be plugging it in over here. That's all. Okay, so let's take the original money amount and plug this in for Q. Okay, erase the Q and put 13 minus N. That's all you do. And now you solve for N. When you're done, you'll have the amount of nickels. If we did it with the Q, you'd be done, you'd have the amount of quarters. Doesn't make any difference. Okay, so that's 5N plus 25 times 13 is 325 minus 25N. See, I have to use a distributive property. That's why you always want to have parentheses. Equals 165 That looks like a negative 20n plus 325 is 165. Subtract 325 from both sides. Negative 20n equals 160, only it's negative. Divide by negative 20, n is 8. You have 8 nickels. How many quarters? No. Oh, you get a Jolly Rancher for that. I made a mistake here.
I thought you made the markable.
Oh, I had it? Never mind, I had it. No, it's negatives right here. Oh, take it back to Jolly Rancher. Okay, negative divided by negative is positive. By the way, if you end up with a negative amount of money, you screwed up. Because it doesn't make any sense. All right, so if I have 8 nickels, and there's 13 coins, 5. Or just go in here, 13 minus 8, 5.
I didn't know where the 25 came from.
There's 25 cents in a quarter.
Yeah, there's.
Okay? If I had dimes, it'd be 0.10 or 10. You think you can do this? All of it is step by step on your notes. Just watch the notes and substitute your coins, because we're almost out of time, aren't we? Okay, I'm going to give you your notes, and I'm going to give you your homework. And that doesn't mean if we have 5 minutes left that we're going to talk for 5 minutes. We're going to start on it. In fact, if you want, we'll do the first one together. So wherever you're going to do your homework right now, get out a piece of paper. See, you're already packing up. This drives me crazy. Open up. Get out a piece of paper. You have no paper?
No.
Oh, okay.
Get out a piece of paper. We're going to do number 1 together. It's your homework, so you might as well start it with me. You see, this is why you don't get homework time in here. Because as soon as I pass out homework, everybody thinks class is over. So forget it. No homework time. Anytime I try to give homework time,
Thanks, man.
What? What?
somebody puts their notebook and closes it.
I didn't have any paper, so I put this in.
Yeah, but I was going to give you notes. Wasn't it going to go in there? Okay, y equals 4x. Y equals 2x plus 6. It's a simple one. Find the ordered pair where they intersect. Just set them up equal to each other. Oh, was that the folder I gave you yesterday? Okay, it goes in the back. And Stassi, you need a folder. This is period 2. Put your first and last name. And it goes in the number 2 crate.
You have.
Everybody's doing, this is number 1 on your homework. You forgot what to do already?
No, I did.
Oh. Your answer is an ordered pair. I still have the video running because I'm going to go ahead and do it. Huh?
You know what is hardened on a piece or Mr. Harden?
What's the number?
B108.
B? I have no idea where anything B is.
Do you know where
Oh,
the
I know where it
Spanish
is.
hall
I
is?
go to
Yeah. If you go, where, if you, okay, so there's the commons, and then you go down that hallway, and just go towards the Spanish hall, and you'll see. Thank you. Decided to switch up my English class, and then digital application.
Mr. Harden, tell him his stoners said hi. He and I used to teach together at junior high.
There's a few extras back there.
What happened?
There's like 3 extras of homework.
Seriously?
I already got them.
Everybody has 1 homework and 1 notes.
Yeah. I got 2 homeworks. Yeah, there's counting and stuff.
Oh, somebody gave the wrong thing to somebody.
That's a go
Is the answer 3-2 or 3-12?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Maverick, did you set them up equal to each other?
I didn't get started. I was just gonna. Confused.
Maverick, these are both y,
Yeah,
so they must be equal.
Yeah.
Subtract 2x, subtract 2x. 2x is 6. X is 3. Y is 12. Okay? There's another method coming up.
Is it easier?
It's every method is used in a certain situation. If neither one of them is solved for y or x, you're probably going to graph it. If one of them is solved for a variable or both, you're probably going to use this. And then there's another one. It's called elimination. I like elimination the best of all three. But that's me.